So if you see this in the future, just know that you are the man and I am not. Anyway, so let me go back
Someone's got to
to
be.
Rise. Where is Rise? There we are. Rise.
We got a squirrel.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the cast.
Okay.
Monsters and magic, the battles within. From dragons to dungeons, a thrilling ride. Action Surge podcast where legends collide. Action Surge, it's time to embark on a podcast journey where dungeons fall. Venture forth with the warriors true in the world of D&D. We welcome you.
The credits are rolling.
Yep. Yeah, so when I started it, it must have just crashed or something, but it didn't crash on my end, so I didn't have any way of knowing really. But Tim said something.
I'll blame it on the solar flares.
Yeah,
Right.
those non-existent ones
I
especially.
didn't do the technique. Why are you blaming me? Or the Canadian wildfire smoke.
Oh my god, that's just been killing me. I gotta wear a mask.
Is it
Like the other day, the
is
whole
it
sky
really
here at home, like
is
a
it really
gray
bad?
haze.
Is it really bad if I say I didn't even notice? All right.
Probably.
All right. Oh, you were talking about that right now over the stream. It's awesome. All right. So here we are back. You heard us all talking over the credits there. We actually started this session a session ago. No, we started this session like 20 minutes ago. And we've been streaming nothing for like 20 minutes apparently. So we're back, and you know what? Since we're back,
Content we've ever had.
yeah, it's the best content we've ever had. As I said.
Oh,
The most true,
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
true to what we wanted. So as a result of that, I will just jump right back into hail and well met adventurers. Welcome to the realm of imagination and dice rolls, action surge where epic tales unfold, dragons breathe fire, and heroes rise against the darkness. Join us as we embark upon a journey through the fantastical world of Dungeons and Dragons, led by me, Brian Germain, the okayest DM ever, and accompanied by a band of misfit players. Each session promises excitement, laughter, mischief making, and maybe even a touch of danger. So grab your dice, sharpen your wits, and prepare to immerse yourself in a story where anything is possible. We'll tell tales of valor, weave stories that will echo through the ages, and talk a lot of rubbish, because the action starts now. If you don't know that we talk a lot of rubbish by hearing that whole intro monologue, there is something wrong with you, just by the way. If you cannot tell that I am full of shit just by hearing me in any, if you've watched 2 episodes and don't know that I'm full of shit, then you need to have that checked out. All right, so when last we left them, I was adding up experience for your troll kills, right? Or not your troll kills, your drow kills.
Yes, yes.
Drow and the spiders.
All the kill.
Quick, someone
And
add.
skeletons, yeah.
Yeah,
And
quick, someone
spitters,
add
yeah.
up. Someone add up spitters and skeletons. Okay,
Yeah, the
no.
spitter-
So
I
let's see, we
corrected
got
that, by the way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Times what?
11, 12 times 200. So 12 times 200 is 2,400? Yeah, 2,400.
Yeah, 2,400.
Okay, so
2,400.
so that's 2,400. So somebody can write that in the chat if you want, but then these guys,
but
there
then
were 4 of these guys at 1,800 apiece. So
7,200.
add that to the 2,400.
9,600.
All right, and hold on, this is a Drow Outrider, right? So the Outriders are worth another 200 apiece. Hold on one second. 1, 2.
Where are all my writing? There we go.
3. I know there was at least. I thought there was at least 4, but I only see 3. 3. Ah, nope, that was a Hussar. Okay, that's why. Okay, so 3, and that's 600 more.
Mhm.
So add 600
Yeah.
more.
10,200.
And then the Hussars are worth what? Where's the Hussar? There's one, I think. Yep. 7. Okay, 1, 2.
Mm,
2. Okay, I guess there was only two Hussars, so I add another 1,400
For each, or just for all of them?
total. Add another 1,400,
Okay.
and add another 700 for the Zasta.
Okay.
And then you go to the GM layer.
12,300. Ooh.
Another 450 for Mina, Larethar. But she is not dead. She is merely defeated and routed. Just to keep that in mind. So what is the total there so far?
12,750.
And then divided by 6.
2,125 each.
2125. 2125.
2125.
XP each. There you go. So that will be, and then you guys can kind of guess where you're at and stuff with that. And then you guys were gonna, John, it says you were gonna talk to the trolls about harvesting spiders.
Yes.
They indicate that one of them is, that Bog's buddy over there, Knob or whatever his name is. He decides he tells you that he's the expert butcher. And he can field dress a spider in no time flat, and so when you talk to him, he can give you information about harvesting spiders, but it's only as it relates to cooking.
All right. I will,
or eating, because they don't always cook stuff.
Right. Talk to him, and I'll be like, well, I would like to harvest for any useful parts other than that also. So I would like to help him dress the spiders so that I can remove any useful parts that I can sell in town, or maybe use for to get for spell components and stuff like that, if he doesn't mind. I will let them have all the meat that they want, but I'd like to take any other useful parts.
He says, so let me get this straight. You want the crap, and we gets the good stuff, right?
Yes.
He looks at you, he kind of, narrows his eyes. He's like, are you sure that's what you want?
Yeah. Let me do the processing, and I will let you guys keep all of the meat.
He looks over at Bog and he says, I'm not sure why he's asking me this, Bog. And he says, he's like, Bog's like, meh, just go with it. And he's like, all right, I suppose. And he doesn't see a downside to this.
Seriously?
Like, you're going to take all the junk and we're going to get to eat all the meat? This is a good thing for them.
I would like to help and remove all the poison sacs, things like that.
All right. So let me go to... let me go to this here. Did you guys make me a whatchamacallit?
A check yet? Not yet.
Yeah, survival check.
Survival
Not
check.
yet.
All right, so go ahead and make me a survival check.
All right. And we do it at advantage since both of us are working on it.
Yes.
Like all of us or just them?
Just whoever's going to make the check.
14.
14. Is it really? Okay.
Yeah. Not my best, but
So I don't need to make a check?
You should pick one of the two of you and make it, but I'm going to take the first one as John's, so you guys should decide between the two of you who should make it, and then one of you should make it for each of the spiders.
All right. I will
What's
do the
so
first spider, I guess.
what is your so John, you've already done the first one. So but what is everybody's survival?
I have +5 to my survival.
Yeah, I got +4. So
So you might want to let Tindris do the check, and
Yep.
you have a survival skill, John, right?
Yep.
Survival proficiency. All right, yeah. So
Yep.
so I would recommend letting Tindris do it and giving her the help action, and when she
Yep.
has the help action, then she can do the. Okay, so I don't see it there. You know, I'm gonna have to look up something else. Hold on. Thieves Guild. So if you go to Thieves Guild, 5e, I think that's what it's called. It's really a cool site. It's just called Thieves Guild, and they have a bunch of loot tables as well as harvesting tables. So you can use that if you're not using Hammond's Harvesting Handbook, and you can just type in what you're looking for, like spider or steeder or whatever. And whoops, hang on, it's giving me an ad, man. I fully support being supported by ads though, because not everybody can afford to run a huge website for.
How do we change our
All right, so
experience
14.
points on this new fucking sheet?
You will go up to
Good
the
luck.
gear up in the corner where your name is.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Also, are you guys able to level off of that?
No.
No.
Okay. So spider silk. You were able to harvest some giant spider spinnerets. You can basically as a skilled harvester. So you would take this to like a tailor, especially one that specializes in cloth or linens type thing. And a skilled harvester could extract over 100 feet of thread from this. And it's also used to make potions of spider climbing.
Nice. How much of that was there?
It was a spinneret.
One spinneret. Okay.
Yep.
Is anybody tracking?
Sorry. It was. I take that back. It was 3 gold pieces worth of spider silk. So three gold pieces. It's not actually the spinneret. It's the spider silk itself. 3 gold pieces of spider silk.
3 gold pieces of spider silk.
Okay. And then Dan, there were I believe 9 spiders left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on, I gotta zoom out a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spiders all together. Yeah. So 9 spiders left. You're gonna make me 9 checks. You can either make them consecutively or you can, do one at a time.
All right.
23. Ooh. All right.
So I just make them in a row, and then you can
Okay.
decide
Yep.
what we get afterwards.
Yep.
Says one.
So what I will also say is a nat 20, just so you know ahead of time. A nat 20 will double the yield in this case.
Okay. And 2 is an 18.
Okay.
3 is also 23.
Yep.
4 is an 18.
Okay.
5 is a 24.
Okay. So far, so good,
6 is also a 24.
right?
Yep. 7 is a 9.
9. Okay. So that one is nothing.
Mm. 8 is a 23,
Okay.
and 9 is a 22.
Okay. Okay, so there were one, two, I believe four. Yeah, four. Okay, so there were four steeders there. One of them was a failure though. So
Right.
um
It's probably the one before the
that
one
was
38.
actually one of the steeders. Um so you've got 3 large pouches of steeder fur. So I'm going to do 3x that, right? Um You got also off their legs. You're able to harvest steeder glue. So you've got three things of 3 batches of this. So it's 5 vials each is essentially what it is. So and you're also are able to harvest 3 times 8 is what 24.
24.
So 24 chitinous steeder chitinous plates. Okay. On top of that, you were able to harvest. Hang on one second. A bunch more spider silk. Giant spider, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So 5 more things of the spider silk. So 6 altogether, right?
So 30 gold pieces worth of spider silk then?
6 times 3 would be 18, 180 gold pieces, right? Or no, wait, no.
6 times 3, wait.
So it's 6 altogether. So where it says okay, the rules were, hang on. So the 3 gold pieces of spider silk times 6.
Okay. 180.
No, 18. Sorry.
18. What?
3 times
Oh,
6 is 18.
18. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. All right.
yeah. So the spider silk. Here, let me just put that in there. Times 6 total. So there we go. But you were also able to extract spider venom.
That's what I'm looking for.
And the spider venom, you were able to extract 18 vials. 18 vials. 8. Dang, I had to delete the whole thing. Vials. And those are the most valuable thing here. And they're worth 10 gold pieces each.
Oh my.
So that would be 180 gold pieces just by themselves. But again, you can also use those poisons, and you can actually refine the poison. So if you spent 12 hours refining a poison, it would be less of a vial, but that 3 vials could make 100 gold pieces worth of material to create spider bite poison. But you need a poisoner's kit.
As they are, do we know whether they could be used to envenom things as is, even get a little benefit?
Yeah, as is as is they'll do damage, like poison. As is they just basically are poisoned. They have the poison condition. If you refine it, it does 2d8 poison damage plus they have the poison condition. If they fail to save.
Okay.
So as is, it will give them the poison condition, which puts them at disadvantage at least. And they're poisoned for like an hour.
I mean, Slag would like to. I know this pod treasure. Would someone mind if I just carried one of those, just in case I have an opportunity to, where that would be advantageous? I mean, you can distribute the rest of them however you want, but could I just have one to carry? I won't
The
use it
vial?
unless it becomes important.
The
Yeah,
spider
one
vial?
vial.
Vial of poison. Yeah.
I know that there are other people who are better at using, poisons more effectively, but I wouldn't mind having one.
Just
I wouldn't know who that would be.
just remember that a vial of poison, I believe it gives you 3 to 5 doses. I can't remember. I think it's 5. So if you refined it, it would give you, a fraction of that. But it'd also be a single
Hmm.
vial would be worth about 33 gold. 33.3333.
Well, I guess my thought is that, well, Slag's thinking that, eventually it's party treasure, and that, you know if he doesn't get an opportunity where it's a good to use it, it all goes back in. We all get the money. But if there's a time like, holy crap, boy, I wish I could have add a poisoning condition to one of my things. It would be nice to have one there to do that.
Yep. Yep.
Just, so that's more
Fine
what he's
with-
thinking about. Not
I was going to say, fine with me if you take one.
Yeah, I mean, technically, we're all due 3 each, so by all means,
Mm.
I'll just note down that you've got one.
Hold on. Let me look. Go to my character sheet here.
trying to figure out how to add stuff to this sheet.
To what?
To the new improved 2024 sheet.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just gonna try
Ah.
dragging it across, see if it works like that.
It is difficult. Yeah, you can drag and drop to some degree, and you have to use a 2024 thing.
Yep.
But I will take and put actual gold in to take all the vials, and then you guys can split up the money.
I will also say that the Steeder fur is worth about a gold piece apiece. So you got 3 large pouches, right? And that's
Yep.
each pouch is worth about a gold piece.
Right.
But if you were to sell it elsewhere, it might fetch a much higher price. Here or near like in Ribalka or whatever, it's gonna be right around that 1 gold piece price. But if you were to take it to say like Burdusk or Waterdeep or something like that, you might be able to market it as an exotic thing, you know,
Right.
and be able to sell it for a little bit more. The Steeder glue, each of the 5 vials is worth 5 silver pieces.
And we got 15.
Noted. Yep. I am writing it down.
And it's just the only thing it's usable for is an adhesive. It's just like regular, like your any kind of glue that you would make or come across, like a tar or a pitch or just like anything that you could use as adhesive. It's relatively strong, but it's not like sovereign glue or anything like you used on the door to trap the drow down there.
Be good for fletching.
That was.
Yeah, it'd be great for
Oh,
fletching.
that's true.
It'd be great for fletching.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, what did you say you're doing with these the vials?
I'd like to give up any other party treasure for the equal gold piece value of all the vials that are left.
So you're basically going to pay the party for their
Yeah.
vials.
So I think he's saying that he's going to give up whatever you would make in the gold from the things. In
So, he's going to take
Yeah.
all the vials, but pay everybody for theirs, so everybody gets 30 gold.
well, all but one, right?
If they don't want their vials, though, because
If
Rich
they don't
wants
if-
it. Yeah, Rich
yeah.
wants his, at least one. So,
So,
okay.
Just
Cool.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Yeah,
flavor.
I'm fine with that. UA has no use for it.
and I don't need it, so
I already got some poison.
Either.
All right. So yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
all
put this
so
all
all
off
but
with
one
Kathy.
vial then, Daniel.
I got that black spear point we got earlier.
Oh yeah, that's kind of nasty stuff.
Can I throw away this bear meat?
You guys,
Looking in
you
the,
guys, you guys really need to get a hold of some purple worm poison. That's
Well, we're going to go to the Underdark sometime, I betcha.
it could be. It could be. In fact,
Just a wild guess.
in fact, though, Juriendor and that and the Gallicans all suggest you make your way to, back to Rebalka and
Hmm.
settle in there, because the estate is all but in ruins and not fit for, staying the night there right now. And
What kind of meat is it, Tina?
Here.
So I'm looking back at the party treasure from, real time over a year ago, and we've got some bear meat, which has got to be gross by now.
I'm going to assume that we've probably eaten it already.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna get rid of that here.
Oh yeah, you can probably get rid of it.
Yep.
So we should, at some point in time, go through our bag here.
Okay. As you guys are searching among the bodies, you also find 2 long swords of extremely good quality. They are +2.
Ooh.
They are Drow made, and they are made in the traditional Drow way, so you know that if they are kept out in sunlight for any given length of time, that they will likely crumble to nothing.
Oh.
If you keep them sheathed, is that good enough to keep them out of
Yes.
sunlight?
Yep, if you keep them sheathed and covered, yep, essentially, yep.
Oh.
Beans.
The handles are made out of of course adamantite and the wood of a sussar tree.
Eat. Wait,
I just got some of that.
does that have the
And
same-
Baldur's Gate 3.
does that have the same- we now have no magic.
It is inert. It is inert, yes, but
I
Okay.
just got Sussar wood.
yeah, if you get the sussar flower and put it in your pocket, then that's a good thing in a way.
So
If you don't put it in your pocket, it's a bad thing. It's basically what?
it's basically Eternal Twilight currently, correct?
No. Well, kind of, yeah, because it's been overcast pretty much. So yeah, right now the eclipse has subsided, but yeah, it's kind of more like a twilightish.
How quickly does this melt in the sun?
How quickly do the swords get destroyed in the sun?
Yeah, debating on whether or not I want one right now, because I have a long sword right now, but it's just a regular one. So I'm debating whether or not I want to take one of these.
You could
I
take it and only use it
believe-
at night. Mm.
Hang on.
Yeah, but what?
It's been a while. So these particular swords were probably just because of the quality and because of how like the magic ability of them would probably take about 12 days. After 6 days, they would probably be equal to like +1 swords, just because of how much they've taken damage and decomposed, so to speak. They could, if they were exposed to direct sunlight, however, they could disintegrate immediately. Like if you took it out on a sunny beach, it would be toast that day, like within like a
But
few
it doesn't
minutes.
sound like we have to worry about that currently.
Yeah. Nope. Just exposure. It starts decaying after 2 minutes of exposure, or 5 minutes spread over 5 days. The disintegration of
Probably
it,
at least
the
get a
the
couple fights out
disintegration of it would set in basically after 2 to 12 days, if you were using it in normal sunlight. If you kept it covered and hidden and that kind of thing, then it would be okay. Indirectly, even in the scabbard, it probably wouldn't be okay by itself. But if you kept it covered, like with a cloth or something like that, then it would help.
So I could probably at least get a couple fights out of these.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And where Rich is guessing that you're going, then you'd probably get a lot of days of fight out of it.
Just a hunch.
I'll take.
If you were in the Underdark, they wouldn't disintegrate, is what I'm saying.
At what point are you over encumbered? Because I'm thinking I'll take both of them as long as it doesn't over encumber me.
It should say on your sheet.
I was gonna maybe take one, because it's better
okay.
than the axe. It's better than the axe I have right now, because my axe is only +1.
Gotcha. I'm fine with that. Like what I'm thinking is take one, use it while it lasts, and then default to my regular longsword.
Gotcha.
I was originally taking both, but if you want to take one of them, then yeah, I could take the other.
Sorry, what was the question you were asking about this character sheet?
Whether or not I would be over encumbered.
Oh, encumbrance. Okay. Thank you.
Encumbrance is based on.
So at the bottom of your thing is total weight, right? And if you had realistically, let's just do a little trick. If we changed your half plate from 1 half plate to 30 half plates, then it says over carrying capacity, and it turns red there at the bottom because you're now carrying 1,278 pounds. But so it'll keep track of that encumbrance for you. But basically, your carrying capacity should be equal to 15 times your strength score, which is 18. So that is... you can carry 270 pounds on you, no problem. Like 270 pounds worth of equipment. And if you were to want to just bend, lift, pull, drag, that kind of thing, you can bend, lift, pull, drag, push, that kind of thing, at 5 feet per round, 540 pounds. No problem.
Okay, cool.
No problem.
So yeah, I'll take one of the 2+1s. How do I add it now?
So you can go up to the compendium here, the 3 books at the top, and type in +2. Plus, if I can do it, +2, and long. Oh, actually, just type in longsword because it should give you a longsword +2.
Yep.
You taking 1, 2 Silverhorns?
Not logs.
Yeah.
Not log sword.
Okay.
That's a different thing.
Noted.
Longsword. There we go. And then you can take and you can drag, like scroll down the list till you find the longsword +2. And use the 2014 one, not the 2024 one. And then drag the longsword +2 over to your sheet. And it should create an entry into your weapons section too when you do that.
All right, and you said the 2024 one?
No, 2014.
2014. Got it.
Yep. Did it work?
Getting there.
I didn't see an update. Okay, there we go.
There it is. 20. No.
Oops, I did the wrong thing.
2024. 2024.
2014.
2020.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
okay.
that's
I see.
2024.
You're only seeing 2024. I gotcha. Okay.
All right, I see 2014 now. Yeah, I was counting myself to make sure I was trying to
Yeah.
find the right one.
Gotcha. All right. Yep.
There we
Okay.
go.
So it's down on the bottom of your sheet, and then if you look, it is also at the bottom of your your normal weapons list. But here, what we can do is hit this little lock at the right-hand side at the bottom, and then you can actually drag these up to the top. There we go, and there you go.
Alright, cool. Thanks.
Silverhorns made a longsword. Oh no, longsword attack against himself.
I love it.
Consult Emblah subtable. One of those swords was the one that somebody knocked out of the guy's hand, and it was on the ground right here.
Oh yeah, at the beginning.
You find also 6 crossbows. 6 hand crossbows, I believe. Hang on. Let me double check on that real quick. Yeah, 6 hand crossbows.
I vote to just leave those behind if no one wants them.
4 short swords.
Any of those look special?
No, they're obviously of Drow make, but they're not. They don't look anything special. And they look like they're also made not in the traditional Drow way. They look like they're made to bring to the surface. Oh, I forgot the hussars. So there was 2 hussars. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. I broke it, George.
Oh man, I hate it when I do that.
Oh, I thought I broke it. They are wearing. Okay, so there are also 2 Drow Elven chain shirts.
Oh yeah.
They
How are
weigh.
the ones that we stole before holding up?
They're doing pretty good because you remember the Noranius' shadow only ended like 3 days ago, and
Right.
it's been overcast, and you guys have kind of been mobile mostly at nightish type of area anyway.
I'm
But
wearing a cloak
And
over
trying
top
to
of
be
it.
aware and wearing cloaks over them and stuff like
Mhm.
that. We've got the umbral cloaks and
So
such.
under my robes here.
see the Zasta. Yeah, I already give you her hand crossbow. She also had a short sword. So okay, so
So
make
just
that
like an
make that
FYI, we
5
do
short
already
swords
have
total.
some of those. Sorry, go ahead. What was that, Brian? Didn't mean to interrupt you.
5 short swords total, not 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and that's it.
Good.
The Drow
Do they
Elven.
have any crossbow bolts?
The crossbow bolts. Yeah, they do. Let's see, 5 total. Oh, hang on. So let me do this.
Any of them look cool?
So 5 times 5 is 25. So we're gonna do this. This is a weird way to do it, but I'm gonna do it. $65 total crossbow bolts.
They're
Nice.
regular crossbow bolts or they're hand crossbow bolts?
Hand crossbow bolts. Actually, I don't believe there's a distinction.
No, I just thought the hand crossbow bolts were smaller.
Crossbow bolts are pretty
I
small.
thought so too.
Small
I thought they were
already.
more like
Substances?
1 second. What's that?
Are those crossbow bolts coated in any substances?
They're all coated in the Drow sleeping poison.
There you go.
And the quivers they're in there are also what is it? However many crossbows there was that many quivers, like quarrels. And
Mhm.
that has like a little pool of the sleeping poison in the bottom of them.
Cool.
So hold on 1 second.
I'd definitely like to have some of those.
I
How
wouldn't
long
mind
is
having
poison
some too.
smeared on a bolt or an arrow good for?
1 use.
But what if you've got it
I think
But
like you pick it up off the ground and I put it in with my other arrows? How long does the poison stay good on my arrow if I don't use it?
oh, probably like a day or three, like that. After a day or three, I would figure probably too much would be rubbed off or just dried up, to where it's not as effective.
Mm.
And have them inside their quiver when
In
they put
those
them
in
up.
those quarrels that they had though, which actually have the poison, the pools of poison in the bottom. So if you dropped them into that, then whatever thing you dropped in that would be poisoned, and there's probably enough for another 20 bolts.
Mm.
okay. Could I? I
But
mean,
I
you said how many of
incorporate that into my
the
quiver.
quarrels do we have?
As many as there were crossbows. So let me go up there a little bit. Oh wait, did I say crossbows? 6 hand crossbows. So there were six quarrels of bolts too, but totaling only 65 bolts. So
Okay.
not that there was 10 in all of them, but some might have more, some might have less. Like
I would, if you wouldn't mind, since I use a crossbow, if I could claim one of the quarrels, and then I know there's some other crossbows and crossbowy people.
Yep.
You'd
Okay,
split them. I could have one quarrel, and you said 65 or something. So
okay, they do use well, it says I'm seeing two different arguments on that.
well, you decide. If it won't fit my crossbow, then obviously it'd be silly to have it.
Well,
But if it will,
I would think a smaller one would fit in a bigger one easily, but this bigger one fitting in a smaller
I just
one would
wondered
be
if
different. But hold on one second.
just so it wouldn't jam or something. You know.
Yeah, hold on. Checking something. Because one says 5e rules don't make a distinction, which I didn't think they did. And one says they definitely do.
They do and they don't. Haha.
Surprise!
say-
You're confused.
DM's choice.
I think old Gary Gygax had the hand crossbows, but for the Drow.
Well, in AD&D they were smaller, yes, for sure. But
yeah.
But I think in 5e bolts is bolts.
Yeah, that's what I'd always thought.
Yep. Yeah, in 5e
All right.
in 5e bolts is bolts. So
Cool.
they might be smaller, but they can definitely be fired by a larger weapon.
I would be interested in just one of the quivers that the bolts came in.
Yeah, one of the crossbow quarrels. Yep.
Because I want to see if I could possibly incorporate that into my bow arrow quiver. So when I pull my arrows out, they're coated in the Drow sleeping poison.
Yes. It's a really complicated process, though. You have to take the Drow quiver and dump it into yours.
Whoa, I don't know if I can handle that.
Or it could be
Does he
even
have
more
to roll?
complicated and just take the bolts out of his old one and put it in the Drow one.
That could be too.
Well-
Yeah, either one. But if he's using a bow,
Hey,
then
cross-
that would not be good.
It's smaller than an arrow.
Yeah. If he's using a bow and putting an arrow in a crossbow quarrel, it's be like he's got this much arrow sticking out.
This makes it easier to grab.
A pencil holder holding a broom handle.
They do make arrow quivers like that, but just kind of where the ends kind of stick in, and then there's a loop at the top too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, what I was wondering is if the crossbow quarrel could slide down inside my bow quiver, kind of thing, and I can just incorporate it that way.
Yeah, you could probably do that.
If people would let me, I would like to take 2 of those and make sure they're full.
I don't
I'm fine
care
with
about
that.
the arrows, the weapons.
I don't care about arrows either.
Yeah, you're Mr. Shooty Shoot.
Gregor-
so
Gregor- Gregor-
definitely-
I go through a lot of crossbow bolts.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Gregor kind of slaps you on the shoulder and says, Of course you can, young lady. I don't know why he sounds like that all of a sudden, but
Yeah, say.
He used to have kind of a low gravel
now
voice.
Gregor's a
Now
pirate.
he's-
Arr.
now he's a pirate.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
were we supposed to add the experience to the Gregor and all those guys? I didn't add it.
You can't add the experience to Gregor and all those guys, yes, but it was not necessarily divided amongst them. But since I want to keep them about the same level as you guys, then yes. And they were involved.
Alright,
They were involved in the battle too, so you know. But yeah, you just go ahead and put them at 25. What is it? 25. It's up there somewhere.
25,572.
Yeah, 25572. Yep.
Oh, we're bumping them right on up, aren't we? Woo!
Yeah, and they might actually get a level because you guys think it might be a level higher than they are.
Yeah, we are, but they're close behind us.
Yeah. So at any rate,
Question. If Gregor is going to be a pirate now, can we change his name to Steve so that we have Steve the pirate?
Pirate Steve. No, cannot do that. It's not allowed.
But then who are we going to share our treasure with?
Yeah, they'll be going up to level 7. So
Yeah. Well, you guys are level 7 too, though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they
So
were
we're-
still
we're-
they were
we're-
still 6.
Yeah, we're just.
but-
You could just add the. I guess you could just add the. Yeah, that's fine. You can just add the overage, or you can put them at the same level. It don't matter. You got to assume that they've been doing stuff and fighting Drow on the way to get back to here, and they've been doing stuff
That's
back
what
in
I figured.
town and that kind of thing. So you can bump them up to where you're at.
All right.
Keeping out grinding away, getting those experience points.
To fight their way back to town.
That's right. Let's go kill another bunch of rats in a cellar. We could use the experience points.
Rats in the cellar.
They've been out grinding.
Yep, that's what they've been grinding away.
I've killed 300 wild pigs. South Park
And-
reference.
they've been
Most
killing
of them
wild
was
pigs.
piglets. Most of them was piglets, though.
They were coming right at me.
You had to rip them right off their mama.
They're coming right for us. I'm scared.
They're going right at us.
What's 12 times 3 is 36? 36, yeah.
Yep.
Still is.
All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, so when you guys get back to town there, you guys go back to Rebalka, and you guys hang out there for a little bit at the inn, and
So
Which is-
we're. I mean, that's
which is-
a week's journey, isn't it, to get back to Rebalka?
yeah. So we can if you want to hand wave it, we can, and if you don't, then we don't have to. But
I'm willing to hand
but
wave
you
it
also
simply
don't
because-
you also don't
Yeah.
have to go all the way back to Rebalka if you don't want to. Mind you, it sounds like you guys haven't had a decent night's sleep anywhere but the Gallican estate, and that was interrupted by a fire and a battle.
Right.
So you
Right.
guys kind of feel like you could use a sleep at an inn, you know?
That would be nice.
Can have some people have some people listen to my stories and songs that have some appreciation for them.
But about
be nice.
halfway
I got
there.
this.
Oh, go
Be
ahead.
nice to get a rub down
Oh
with some oil.
no!
Well, I was going to say about halfway there, Maya, the dwarf that's with you, says, I think they can handle getting them back the rest of the way. And he says, if you guys come with me this way, and he kind of points off the trail a ways, he says, I think I know a way.
As in, like, a
Wait,
shortcut
do
to
what?
town or something? Or, yeah, way to what?
He says, well, I have to tell you the truth.
Blueberries?
He says, blueberries, yes. How did you know? Shit, the jig is up. Blueberries. What the fuck, John?
Ah, peanut butter.
You're all just playing a fantasy role playing game.
Barkay. I have to tell you the truth. You're all just playing it. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. So no.
Oh, this is the Muffin Man.
He says. He says the truth is, I've been traveling both above ground and below for a while now, searching for allies to come to the aid of Emblah. He says,
You know what that is?
he says, where I was, when I was captured, where you found me. He says, I was captured by a Drow raiding party. He says, there was, the reason I was coming up here was to get adventurers or allies that could come and help with the fight against the Holoth Drow. He says, and over this way is an old ruins, and I haven't been that way in a while, but considering that the way I came out was overrun with Drow, I think that if we went through this ruins, it could be a back way into the Underdark, and also a way to get back to the kingdom of Emblah.
Ah, you were Drow in the way.
For Drow? What? You were Drow in the way. Yes, yes. He says, yeah, that perhaps none. He says, I think if they would have known about this way, they would have been pouring out here.
What makes you think that the one who escaped didn't return home this way?
He says, well, because we've been traveling on the road for nearly a day, and they went north. He says, but I guess they could have circled back. He says, but I would think that they would have went the way that they came out, where they captured me.
Hard to tell.
Which is, he says, which is of
But
course
you say
over toward.
probabilistically.
He says, of course, is over by Adric's Folly.
And the other day,
There's only one way to find out.
Oh, wait. Richard was trying to say something in the middle of the thing, so we'll go. What was that, Richard?
all I was saying is, so what you're saying? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you stopped and
Am
cut
I
out
coming
for a
through,
second.
or?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're saying is that probabilistically, going this way, we will get to where you would want us to go to help out and possibly find this fancy item we're looking for by running through fewer drow, and they might have less of a chance of knowing about us, even though it's possible that the one that got away circled around, but that is a lower probability than them running off in another direction. Is that sort of what you're saying?
I believe so. Yeah.
What do you say,
Alright.
buddy?
I'm not exactly sure what you said, but I'm pretty sure I got the gist, and yes, I think that's what I'm saying.
Hey, fewer drow's good with me.
He says my cousin Quaron is the best blacksmith in the kingdom, and we could visit him too while we're there, and I will gladly make sure you guys get a good rest for the night once we get there. So you guys can finish going back to Rubalka, or you can go to Emblah first.
I think they got. I think that we don't need to lead these guys to Ravalka. I think we can follow Maya.
Well, UA doesn't want to go back to Podunk Revolka, so he does not like that place.
Ruin.
Yeah, let's go to a ruin.
Podunk Rubalka. Oh boy. He's like.
Did you even get a chance
I
to
will.
meet Ghost?
I will say. But if you do really need to get a night at an inn, I will understand. He says I've already been gone for far too long as it is, and it's not like one more night would make the difference.
I mean, a good night's rest before we embark on a journey which may be dangerous seems smart.
Hey, we've never been smart.
As Roran says, in, house, cave, it's all the same.
What the?
He says,
I got nothing.
he says,
Going backward is counterproductive.
he says, well, that's settled then. We should probably move on. And he goes and he talks to Myharl Griffinwind, and you see Myharl nod his head, yeah, Jury Endor wasn't there, right? I said he was at first, and he wasn't. No, yeah. So Myharl nods his head, and he says something to Thyron, and they all kind of gather, and they kind of like do the Griffinwinds gatherers thing, and high five, and hands up. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so and so they all agree, and they take the two nobles and the two commoners back to Ribalka with them, and along with the rest of the commoners that came to help you guys, or the acolytes, I should say. And make sure everybody's all safe and whatever. As you're parting ways, one of the Gallican lady, Alexandria Gallican, comes up to you guys and says, I hear you're leaving. I hear you're continuing on. Is this true?
Yue just looks at her like, bitch, I don't have to tell you shit, and turns around and walks away.
I know, right?
And she looks to the rest of you.
Yeah. Well, yes, my lady. We have been found that probably some of the ne'er do wells that we've have accosted you, that they're also accosting Maya, and an opportunity to go and deal some vengeance and such out to them. So we understand that you could, under the tutelage of the the Gryffindor people, you can make it back safely. So we're going to go off and see if we can, smack some heinies of these bad people.
The Gryffindor people. All right, so she says, "Oh, well, 1 second." And she walks over to the counter, and she, or not the counter, the, what do you call it, the wagon. She walks over to the cart, and she pulls out, like, she opens up a little chest that's on the wagon, and she hands you guys 4 potions of healing.
Yeah.
And she hands you she struggles to pull a sack out of the coffer.
A sack for catnip.
Yeah.
Something like that. She says it's really heavy, and it's a rather large sack, but it's probably this big around, this sack.
Mm.
And she and her husband helps her with it, and they clunks to the ground in front of you, and it makes a clanking, jingly sound that you're all too familiar with.
Yep.
Bag of
My
money.
ears immediately perk up.
And she says, you may take this, and we award you it graciously for the help with this, for the help with us at the estate.
Mm.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. It is heavy. It's
Yep.
about 160 pounds.
Holy
Ooh.
shit.
And when you look in, it's just all gold.
We are very appreciative of this gift.
And she kind of just nods and like looks down and kind of walks away.
Safe travels to you.
And her husband
I
kind
do a
of
bow and
nods and waves,
such.
and Yeah, and it is 8,000 gold pieces.
Ooh-wee.
That's a lot.
Is noted.
You figure this is just about probably almost everything that was in the Gallican estate treasury there. Um, as you're walking,
Would this
sorry, go ahead.
would this be enough gold to start telling people I'm rich, bitch?
It
Or
definitely
is it
would.
not?
It definitely would. You guys could all
Sure, if
of
you want to paint a target on yourself.
all six of you could easily
Not like
live
we
a
wouldn't hurt them anyway.
yeah. All six of you could easily live a rich lifestyle for quite a while.
I mean, we've killed how many people so far?
An,
Bring
a-
it.
a- an aristocratic lifestyle is 10 gold pieces a day. So for 800 days of aristocratic lifestyle for one person, or divide that by 6, you know.
Or we could buy a kingdom.
You could buy a small building.
I asked a question.
Yeah.
Was this money supposed to be used to help rebuild their estate?
You could make an
Fair.
insight check. Uh, Tinders, let's see, Farkas, Scotty, Insight. Scotty, you're not sure, like you said, you're not sure if you care. Um, Tinderus and
I don't
Silverhorns also doesn't care. Farkas, you're not sure if it was that or not, but you surmise that it could have been. Tindrus, you think that, given the amount, that at least some of it definitely would have been going toward rebuilding the estate. You also do know, as far as them being nobles, that they will probably come up with the money somehow, one way or the other. But also that taking this money could result in ramifications, as they are nobles and respected nobles of the community and that kind of thing. So there might be some kind of ramifications towards you guys in the future. But you are 8,000 gold richer, so there is that. and I might add that UA has a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
To put that to use.
He's like, why y'all looking at me? What?
At any rate,
I'm gonna look at you and say, this is kind of heavy. We should probably put this somewhere
safe. I knew he was going to say safe. Sharing the brain today, apparently. So shortly after you begin walking, Maya begins recounting something, that something has changed over the last few months in the underworld. Relations with the Drow have become strained, and therefore, and eventually were cut off altogether. Whereas previously there was an uneasy truce between the Drow city of Holoth and Emblah. Now Holoth has declared war on Emblah. At first it was mere trade sanctions, until one by one all of the underworld races withdrew from their treaties and severed ties with the dwarves. Sorry. Severely severed. Anyway, severed ties with the dwarves. Yeah. A short while later, they started raiding dwarven caravans, and then the Drow House Gullion, the recent rulers of Holoth, declared their presence, basically kind of showing exerting a show of power, basically. Maya kind of says he thinks that House Gullion is to blame for all of the changes that have happened, and that they're planning on something larger than just harassing the small city of dwarves. He says it has something to do with the moon shard. He's pretty sure. With them stealing it or whatever. When he,
What do we know about the Drow? I mean, do we know about the houses of the Drow and the fact that they're politically fighting often amongst each other or junk like that, or don't we know that?
everybody make a history check.
Histoire. Where are you, UA?
History check for Farkas is good.
Man,
Nine.
Callan, that's good.
Okay, I tried to roll it.
UA doesn't give enough.
Ooh, a nat 20 from somebody.
Okay,
It looks like.
take the first one.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. You rolled
Yeah,
twice. Dang.
Too
bad,
It
so
got
sad.
stuck, so I rolled it again. So 17.
Silverhorns, you want to make a history check or no?
I did. It was a 12.
Not as bad as my 7.
I don't see a 12 from you anywhere.
Oh, it was actually, yeah, it was the first roll.
Oh, it was the first. Oh yeah, because it's a different thing. I see it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you and
I was
Scotty
allowed
both
to
got
do it
12.
with advantage because I'm a smart aleck. I could get a 23.
You might be able to do it at advantage anyways. Or do you have don't you have something that's like that? Like what kind of bard what kind of bard are you? Lore bard, right?
Lore.
Yeah, so don't you have advantage on history checks anyway?
I don't think so. Not on. Certainly, I don't think I do at 2014 version. I mean, it's certainly an area of interest of mine, and I could sing songs about it and junk, but I don't think I have in-game a advantage on history checks.
Okay, one second. Let me double check real quick, because
Unless you want to give it to me.
well, you get Jack of all trades, which gives you starting at second level, you can add half of your proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability check you make that doesn't already include your proficiency bonus. Are you proficient in history?
No, but I mean, it should add that in from the sheet, doesn't it? If you have Jack of all trades.
It did not. Oh yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. I don't know that it doesn't always work for stuff like that. So like the monk thing has some problems with it. So
Okay.
I was just double checking. It says 1d20 plus proficiency plus intelligence. No, so it didn't. No, so it didn't. Oh wait, yeah, so it didn't. So so that 17 would actually be what's your proficiency bonuses now, guys? 2.
3.
3.
Is it 3?
Yeah, 3.
3.
It looks like 2.
Doesn't matter. It'll still be 1.
What?
If you take half of it and round it down,
3 would
it's
still be
gonna
1.
Add 1.
Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying. So yeah, so it'd be
half of it round down.
okay. Then maybe it is. Oh, okay. What's your intelligence?
Not that great. It's not bad. It's a 14.
14. So plus 2. Yeah, plus 2. So
Yes, sir.
so 2 plus 1 plus 1 is what it'd be, right? Or no, so it'd be 2 plus 1 plus 3 is what it should be. If your proficiency bonus is 3. Yeah. So technically it would be, or yeah, 2 plus 1 plus 3, so 5, 6.
I mean, I'm not proficient in history.
Right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So it would only be the extra 1.
Mhm.
Okay, I got you. So then it did add it, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
That's okay. I mean, if you want to think that for this purpose it's okay for me to know a little bit more, then by all means.
Well, you are the only one from the area, so
True.
hold on one second. Looking. Yeah, I'll just give you that advantage and go with the 23 because that it
Thank
makes
you.
sense since you're that you'd have advantage for this area. What I would say is that since you know this area, that you know that a lot of the Drow from like the Menza Baranzan area actually come up to the surface these days and actually interact with people Not all the time, because there's several of them that are just still downright nasty and want to go back to the old ways and this, that, and the other thing. But you're not that familiar with Holoth, only from being in this area, are you? And basically, it's a small city that, by comparison to Menzoberranzan, that essentially was basically considered part of Menzoberranzan, but since it was a separate city, they kind of just decided, hey, we're going back to the old ways, and we're gonna annex ourselves from you guys, and like we're not part of you anymore. And so that's kind of that sounds familiar as to what the thing is. The houses, they do have, like, you would know this about them either way. Even in Men's Verandas still, the houses play a big part in who rules and that kind of thing. Now, as far as the intrigue and stuff like that, you might not know a whole lot of it, but you know that there's a lot of metaphorical backstabbing that goes on, and some literal backstabbing that goes on.
I know it exists. I just don't know the details.
Right. You've never heard of House Gullion until you came to Rebalka. But you have heard of Emblah, but you believe that Emblah is a group of dwarves that was, basically found their way out of Mithril Hall and ended up here. Mithril Hall being only like 100 miles away.
I'm skipping a jump.
And you believe that it was many moons ago, so to speak. Like probably centuries ago that Mithril Hall was lost to whatever dwarves, and you think that this place, this Emblah, was probably founded as a way to they were searching for Mithril Hall, but said, hey, this place isn't so bad. Let's set up roots here, and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I chit chat that with our friend or whatever, so everyone can hear it.
And you would also know that that the trade exists between the dwarves of Emblah and Rebalka to some degree, and I'm sure you relay that too, right? But it's on a much smaller scale than, like, say, Mithril Hall and Mirabar.
Mithril Hall, sure. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a bard. I like to spread the word. I'm a gossip. Don't tell me no secrets.
Maya tells you, he says, we're making our way to a place called Krelgar Keep. It's been ruined for quite some time, he says, but, well, in order to maintain our food supply down there, and the economy, we built new roads and established new relations with other races, and of course it angered the Drow, who responded in force, killing or capturing every dwarf they came across, along with hijacking and looting our caravans. And as far as I know, those who survived were enslaved or dragged back to Holoth, for none have returned. If any survived at all.
What other races are we talking about here besides yourselves and the Drow?
Well, some Surf Neblin and Durgar.
Okay, sure.
He says, but as of now, Emblah's nearly defenseless. Most of our able warriors have been either killed or missing, and I'm sure Holoth has grown stronger while I've been up seeking allies here in the upper world. I was.
Have you tapped anyone from Rebalka?
He says, no, as I said, on my way I was kidnapped by the Drow.
Ah, that's right.
And he says, so I was hoping that perhaps the Griffin Winds Gatherers would help. And he says, but I see you, and I see that you few are seem much more able even than them. And he says, my cousin Quaron
Oh,
sent me to get help from you, the tall ones. He says, the Upworlders. And he says, they may be our last hope, or you may be our last hope, to make sure Emblah doesn't get erased from existence.
nothing like a little pressure. You might want to, if you have some extra people, going and look to get some more people as well. They're not as green as they might seem, But you could probably use all the help you can get. Those Gryffindors, they come through in a pinch.
Gryffindors, yeah.
Those Gryffindor guys.
Them's Gryffindors, people. Okay, do I... So here's the next question is, do I have a map of Kralgar Keep in here? I know, but you know what? It looks like a great
Probably.
time to take a break.
Yay!
All right, time to take a break. And
Yay.
we gotta head out. We're gonna head out in about an hour anyways, but we can take a break real quick and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, there we go. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, so, you guys travel for about 2 or 3 hours when you come across a large clearing. One second here. This is going to be saved as something or another. Oh wait, oh, it's in the right spot already. Dang it. Hang on, let me try this again. Save as. Come on, you can do it.
Say this. Come on, you can do it.
There we go.
Come on without, come on within.
Look at me, I just paid my car insurance and gamed at the same time.
Oh.
The talent.
Thanks, Geico. Okay. Or whatever. Okay, so this here, we're gonna do this way, and we're going to not fit to page, adjust page size. That's what we want to do. This is not a 2-scale representation as of yet, but it will be. So, should give you an idea though, like what you're looking at. Adjust page size. There we go. Okay. So, let me move you guys down to here, or actually move this up to there. There. Where are you guys at even? I don't know. Oh, come on. Come on, get up there. There you are. The Gallican Estate. Okay, so there you. Okay, so what you're looking at here, when you guys come out of the woods, you guys basically trek over to this area, right here, and you come up to this great big huge clearing. Ignore all the labels because I have to redo the thing, but essentially the labels would be somewhat accurate. But at any rate, so you come up to a big clearing. In the center, you see what looks like a sort of tower type of thing, which Maya tells you is the ruins of Kralgar Keep. Make me that history check at advantage again, there, Lorebard.
Lorebard, Lorebard.
He's a bard and he knows stuff.
Was that it?
hope.
Was that it? Was that, or no? That's the previous one. You awake over there, Dan?
Bitch, Dan, someone.
We can't hear you. We can only hear the soft purrings of the cat, and we want to sleep ourselves. Okay. Anyway.
Catnip.
It's my pug on my lap.
Oh. The soft
All we
purring.
can see is your
The soft
arm
purrings of the pug, which I've never heard him do before. But anyway. Rich, did you get that? Oh, Rich must be losing connection there or something. I think.
Rich.
He did.
Rich, can you
did you
hear
see
us?
his camera go off?
Yeah, he's back on my screen.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Rich?
Hear you.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so make a history check at advantage.
At advantage again.
Okay. I might be having a little trouble with connection here. I'm not sure. I will do that though.
Okay, well we're about to wrap up too, anyways. But okay, so the history check, yeah, is for Kralgar Keep in regards to Kralgar Keep. Ooh, 12. Okay,
That was 12.
all you really know about Kralgar Keep, and Maya unfortunately knows even less.
24.
24. Add them together.
I'll give you my inspiration.
Mhm.
Inspiration.
Yep.
We want to roll a d6. And that is, what did it come up? It didn't. Oh, there you are, 4. Must be having a little bit of lag on my end too. But okay, so 16 is respectable. You know that Krelgar Keep was constructed almost 600 years ago as basically one of the Klavix Kingdom's first efforts to gain a secure foothold in the Vicmordir Valley. It was named after a general named Krelgar Thorntalon, who was responsible for routing the barbarians once living in these lands and then overseeing the construction of this fortification. The Klavic efforts failed miserably when a massive Vicmordir retaliatory assault on the partially constructed keep annihilated the garrison here, and neither the keep nor more than a score of Klavecians survived the revenge attack. Now, as that pertains to you, Silverhorns,
Yep.
this whole valley looks familiar. And anybody, it also, Apollo, it looks very familiar to you. In fact, you remember, for lack of a better term, remember standing on the hill that Krelgar Keep is on, overlooking the battlefield, when you were going to fight the Vicmordir. Apollo, you're still muted too. If you were responding anything.
I was debating,
Okay.
and my answer is I'm keeping that dream to myself still.
All right.
Not being captivated by a move.
I'll be like, wow, this seems very familiar. It feels like I'm having a sense of deja vu.
I would say that essentially the ruins here, the reason that you remember Silverhorns, also from the dream, but the reason that you remember is you believe that this tower here is the one you were knocked into in the wake of the not the dragon but the serpent's strike.
Right.
So this is the last, obviously from the dream, but it's also kind of the last memory you have before waking up several hundred years later.
I will try to see if I can find the spot that I remember being knocked into.
You want to look for a Silverhorn-shaped hole?
Right.
Yeah.
Callan, also, you notice that after the battle, it was difficult to tell who the winner actually. Oh, there goes Richard. Oh no, he's gone.
Oh no,
We're
Mr.
gonna
He-
get any of this
there he
lore
is.
now.
He's back.
There he is.
Guess who's back? Back again. Rich is
Richard's
back. Tell a friend.
Oh, hide your friends.
Hide your friends. Hide a
Hide your
friend.
friends.
Right too while you're at it.
Uh-huh.
And your kids, hide them too.
Anyway, so we're a little off kilter on camera, but that's fine. So basically, Kellen knows that it was hard to tell after the battle who actually won. You know, the general survived with about a score of troops, and you feel like you knew the general, Apollo.
Roll like a history check to see if there's like any non-dream knowledge I would have about this place.
Sure, yeah.
Or would that be out of the question?
No, go ahead. Non-dream knowledge. You know your father would talk about it in stories. The dad that you don't get along with that well. He would talk about it in stories, and he would kind of laud the idea that oh yeah, that's when the everything went to hell, and that's when everything, if it wasn't for whatever, blah blah blah, and that's his old man get off my lawn story, like uh, basically he would talk about how um, the Vic Mortier would have probably won, and Rebalka wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the Vic Mortier losing. And when he talks about it as if almost that he regrets that they lost.
Just some weird old timey racism thing on Dad's part, because it's starting to feel that way.
It's a weird like I said, you remember seeing clothing similar like either in your dad's possession or on your dad to the Vic Mortier. So you get the idea that maybe your dad was kind of aligned with the Vic Mortier at one time.
Huh. Okay then.
Like and maybe not even that, maybe not even aligned with them because they'd all been just about extinguished anyways. I mean they're all but extinguished now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few Vic Mortier around. Obviously you've seen, and
He's like
you guys have killed several more of them. So that doesn't help their
He's
case.
like that guy that waxes on about
Couple of 'em.
ancient Greece, except he would get his ass kicked in ancient Greece. He's like that guy.
Yeah, something along those lines. Like, yeah, he's that guy
I
that
know he's sporting. Like, no, you wouldn't. You'd
he's
get
that
your
guy
ass
that found himself. He found himself in a minority that was not what he wanted to be in. Essentially. So, but he was in love with an elf who was your mother, and so he
which we're still trying to figure out how the hell that happened.
he basically at some point in time, it's also 300 years after the war, and maybe your granddad who wasn't around by the time you were born, it was kind of preaching the Vic Mortier oaths to him or something along, you know what I'm saying? So and just a systematic hatred kind of thing, passed down, so to speak. Uh, Only your mother didn't subscribe to that. So, um, at any rate, what I will say is, Callan, with a 16, you also know that years later there was rumors about a crazed hermit necromancer that made the ruin his home. He basically went in and animated all the dead Klavic soldiers. But it's mostly rumor and story to you, but you do recall.
Hey, rumor and story's my life, man.
You do recall rumor and story also ties into Tathius. And Tathius, you have it on pretty good authority. It was a real thing, and Tathius is an old white dragon.
Ooh, big old snakes, big old dragons.
But also
Yeah.
that was 200 and some odd years ago. So the old white dragon is very likely an ancient white dragon now.
Also, it's even bigger.
If we're going by the standard old ancient.
So yeah, that's about all you know. And you're not 100% sure,
I share this.
but you would say that's a good chance that there might be undead around too.
I think I hype it up more. We can almost be 100% sure that there are undead and an ancient white dragon around. You got this on
Yes.
high bardic authority.
So Yue, under his breath, but probably loud enough for you to hear, goes with no snakes.
No,
Just kinda
snake,
Shakes his
white
head.
dragon.
Ugh. This is no place I recognize from a weird future past, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
And I don't believe your dream had a specific locale type thing.
No, it didn't. I just didn't know if I saw. I don't want to. Never mind. I don't want to.
I just had a
say
big
too much.
Mine didn't.
No, this is a non-dream thing.
So, you guys are come out near the road. Are you guys just going to follow the road up to the keep?
Aren't we going along with
Yeah, I was gonna
Maya?
say. Where's
My
Maya
Maya
going?
Maya plans. He just kind of plans on heading up to the keep
Mm.
on the road.
Why not? It's a big open area, so it's not like we have any
Sure.
cover.
Right, right. Well, I mean, there's crags and stuff to the left, and scrub to the scrub to the east, and crags to the left, to the
I'd
west.
say yes, but by keeping our eyes out and keeping watch for anything out of the ordinary.
There's even more crags and mountain type things even to the east, to the due east of Krelgar. But by that point in time, you've already like made it in line with it. So you're keeping your eye out.
Yeah, like keeping watch for anything that may be, out of place or ordinary, anything that may be
Okay.
approaching.
You find relics and traces of various battles that were fought here over the centuries. Um, let's see here. Who wants to roll? Since Daniel, since we're about to wrap up and you gotta get the heck out of here, how about Daniel? You roll me a D100.
Ooh.
Is that
8.
8. Okay. First thing you come across is right around in this area. As you're coming out of the woods here, we're gonna drag you down over here, maybe if I can get the thing to work. Work. There you are.
Work.
Out of the scrublands here, you guys can zoom out and look at the map if you want. You guys see what appears to be a broken palisade surrounding the remnants of an ancient campsite. As you approach, Maya stops in his tracks.
Like a no touchy, don't do that stop? My spider senses there's tingling stop?
Yeah, something like that. Like he stops in his tracks and kind of like holds up a hand. Like,
Kind of.
yeah, and give me a perception check.
Percepting. Oh, come on. Oh God, yeah, I am in my head.
In your head.
Darn, I only got 28.
Normally I'm quite good at percepting, but not today.
Roll 1d4. Okay. All right. You get with the perception check, Farkas and
Pwned.
Tindris. Yeah, you get pwned. Farkas, Tindris, and
Yeah.
Apollo. You notice there's some movement in the trees off to the south.
I have my bow up and ready.
And it looks
And I
like
kind of nod my head to the south.
Apollo. The first thing you think of is Adric.
The dead guy?
The dead guy whose armor he's wearing, yes. What
Oh,
you
boy.
see is you see what appears to be Farkas, Tindris, and Apollo are the first to notice what appears to be 3 soldiers who look like they're wounded or have spears or whatever shoved through them and arrows and such, and realize that quickly that they're spectral soldiers, and they're kind of just moving around the area aimlessly. And
like
that,
died there and they're haunting it. Oh,
that
God,
yeah, and that seems like a perfect spot to end it.
All right.
And we will wrap that up for later. Put a bow on it, I said.
Wrap it up, stick a bow on it. Put a pin in
And
it.
this is where I will say thanks for joining us here on Action Surge, where imagination collides with the roll of dice. We've been battling fearsome foes. Well, we sort of did in a way. If the fearsome foe is greed, and we forge unforgettable memories together. As this session draws to a close, remember the journey never truly ends. Keep rolling those dice, weaving those tales, and farewell. Don't forget to check out Action Surge 5e on all the platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon. Give us money on Patreon because we need it. We're poor. Anyways, and check us out on YouTube. Likes and subscribes everywhere. We're on that Kick. There's a new Kick site that's like Twitch. We're on there streaming too. We prefer you to come here, but if you want to go watch us on Kick, you can do that too. But like and subscribe and share it with all your friends, and send forth your gratitude with great heaps of money. No, I'm kidding. Until next time, may all your actions surge.
Action surge.
Good job, everybody.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. No, 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks.
Yeah, probably 4.
4
I was gonna
weeks.
say. Yeah. Stuff going on.
Gather round, adventurers bold in the realm where tales unfold. The podcast of heroes, a quest divine, where imagination takes flight. Let's combine. Roll the dice, let the story begin. Monsters and magic, the battles within. From dragons to dungeons, a thrilling ride. Action Surge podcast where legends collide. Action Surge, it's